he says, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky." And God made two great lights, one to govern the day and one to govern the night. What's interesting is that they did not specify the sun and the moon, which they did have words for in Hebrew. What's interesting here, again, pointing to them trying to make sense of the world around them, is that there already are gods who are named after the sun and the moon that have very similar sounding words in the surrounding cultures. They did not want to point to the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, this was the sun god and the moon god. We're trying to keep this general so that we can stay on the same page here. We start off with a formless and empty, dark world filled with water. Water is a metaphor for chaos in many, many places of the Bible. And so God separates the waters, and out of that he creates dry ground. And this is where we begin to see this idea that will come up again and again in the Bible, and actually an idea that has made it to American culture today, that up is good and down is bad. If you say, oh hey man, what's up? Like, it's what's going on? Things are good, things are positive. Oh hey man, what's going down? Like, oh man, someone's in trouble, something's happening, and we're concerned about this. Oh, I'm giving you a thumbs up versus a thumbs down. My spirits are lifted, right? Or I'm feeling down. Great examples of what they're doing here, because when they think of God, they think up, they think sky, they think heavens. Even the word heavens in Hebrew, it can apply to literally heaven. It could also mean the sky. It can also mean like space, like up into the heavens where the stars are and things like that. I actually want to check this on Blue Letter Bible. Yeah, the heavens. So cool. Because we're not literally talking about heaven here, we're talking about the sky. So heaven, heaven, sky, visible heavens, sky, as abode of the stars, so space, as the visible universe, the sky, atmosphere, etc., or heaven, the abode of God, the house of God. So there's so much here in Hebrew that doesn't necessarily translate over to English. And that's not to say that the Bible is translated wrong, but translating the Bible is freaking difficult. Like, to be able to make it make sense without getting into every single tiny detail. The Bible is already thousands of pages long. Everyone is just doing their best to make sense of it. And so I give a lot of credit and a lot of grace to people who translate the Bible, because I know that I could not do this. My skill set and my passion is definitely more lended to taking the groundwork that other people have laid, and then being able to take something as simple as the word sky or the word God and expressing why there's a little bit more nuance here than what you could expect. There was evening and there was morning, the fourth day, where our time works from midnight to midnight, starting in the middle of the night, ending in the middle of the night. It actually goes from sunrise all the way to sunset, through sunset, and then when the sun rises again, that marks the next day. And so even our concept of how we denote time works different from how the Hebrew authors were thinking. And I might be beating this point to a pulp, but it's because there is so much going on here that distances us from the Hebrew language, from the Israelite way of thinking, that we need to be humble and take a step back from passages like this. Now this is another interesting point, just a little pit stop here. For instance, Genesis 1:25, God saw that it was good. Good, pleasant, agreeable, good, good, good. There's a lot of good in here. What's interesting is, again, when we look at the difference, all of a sudden, when humanity gets involved, behold, it was very good. Again, not perfect, right? Because humanity is being invited into the creation project, which is not done, so it's not perfect, like someone would believe, like creation in the Garden of Eden. Oh, it was perfect, and then we messed it up. If God created something to be perfect, we're not more powerful than God. How could we mess that up, right? But God created this with humanity to have a role. And he says, humanity being involved, very good. But let's see how it goes from here. Then as we move forward to Genesis 2, we get a little wrap up here. And then we introduce Adam and Eve. And we go back again to the creation story. We rewind a little bit. And actually, a good way to think about Genesis 1 versus Genesis 2 is almost like a zooming in. Like a pinch and zoom on your phone. Because it's saying, okay, we can agree that all of this came about in this way. Yeah? Like sun in the sky, plants on the ground, things to eat, humanity made in the image of the gods that we believe in. Okay, cool. Awesome. Moving forward, let me tell you about the Lord God who is behind all of this. And we rewind, and these things are now in a different order. The creation account gets mixed up. It's not trying to say, here are two accounts that verify each other, right? Again, historical accuracy is not the point here. It's saying, here's what we can agree on. All right, let me give you a little more context about the Most High God above all of the other gods. And so it's interesting because we, in our culture, believe that Christianity is a monotheistic religion, when a lot of things in the Bible point to the fact that other people believed in other gods. And so it's not just like, my God is the only God and you all can suck it. It's, hey, I acknowledge that at the very least, your God is real to you. And so let me build up from that foundation. You believe that there were gods that are in control of all these things? Okay, well, let me tell you about the God who created all of those things. They're just trying to build off of the culture that's around them to help explain the God that they believe in, the one true God, the Lord God in this passage.